All right, family, it's the time you've been waiting for. That's right, Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. Well, everybody, guess what? We have a new client alert. Boop, boop, boop. Guess what, Chicago? And to those who are tuning in across the world, our new community partner is none other than New St. Paul Senior Day Services, something like that. But let me say, this charming and beautiful woman is here. She's going to be impactful. Tell everyone that we're live. Don't forget, this will play on any media station that you prefer: iHeart, Spotify, and TuneIn, as well as Amazon Music. Everyone stay tuned. Senior Talk is right back after our introduction. All right, family. As mentioned, thank you so much for tuning in and making us a part of your day. Our special guest today is, I'm very excited for this show. First of all, we are going to dive into something very important, and that is learning more about adult day services. It's not the premise that we all know. It's not a nursing home. Let me be clear. We're going to take all the disparities off. But instead of me trying to put it all together, we have an expert who is doing it. Her name is Miss Jodi Hood. Let me tell you, woo! And she is bringing this phenomenal business to the great community of Inglewood. There are certain zip codes that they are serving. We're going to get into all of that. But welcome to Senior Talk. How are you this beautiful day?
I'm doing wonderful on this beautiful day. And thanks for having me, Clara. Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
And let's give a special shout out to, I call him my Uncle Mike Quirk of Senior Blue Book, for making this connection happen. We appreciate you and love you so much. So you have a career, excuse me, that is not new to serving, representing New St. Paul Church of God in Christ. Let's just introduce who you are to our listening and viewing audience, and then we're going to dive into your new project that has already started.
All righty then. My name again is Jodi Hood, and I am the new owner and director of the New St. Paul Adult Day Service. And a little bit about me, my background actually is in elementary education and early childhood. I have been a teacher, counselor, principal, all of the above. And now my life's journey has taken me to adult day service. I'm so excited, and I just can't wait to see what's in store for us on this journey, and to see how many more people we could impact as we are helping our community, the hood, Inglewood.
That's right. I call it Inglewood. It's like a community in itself.
Yes, it is.
This is like a little small city in itself. They're doing great things. They have a beautiful alderman there.
Absolutely.
She is deep into the root of making sure that the Inglewood is represented well. And I thank you, and I appreciate her so much. So if you would, let's talk about adult day services. Let's get the concept together. And then what would make you want to bring this, with all your career experiences, what makes you want to do this at this time in your life?
Well, let me start here with a personal story.
Mm-hmm.
So my husband is an only child, and his mom was diagnosed with dementia maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, we really didn't have a lot of information about dementia. We didn't know what to do. So he became her caregiver. But as she began to decline, we didn't know what our options were. And no one ever told us that adult daycare was an option. Mm-hmm. So as a result, she went down really fast, and she ended up in a nursing home. So as we were doing our research, my husband had a sense of remorse, and caregivers have remorse about a whole lot of things.
Yes.
But the main thing was, what would have happened if my mom had the opportunity to be in a place where she could have friends, socialize, and learn new things.
Mm-hmm.
Because neuroscience says if you do those things, you could maybe not delay Alzheimer's, but you could definitely stop the progress because
Yes.
our brains are malleable and they grow.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, we had the opportunity, our church, we have space, it's a community space, and we use it for lots of things, but it's always been our vision to do something that will have a great impact on the community. So when my sister brought this information to us regarding the adult daycare, we were like, this is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So then you ask, what is adult daycare? No, it's not a nursing home, and it is not in home service.
Right.
What it is a place where seniors can come and they will have opportunities to socialize. They will get nutritious meals. They will have recreation, physical exercise, and actually support. So, what we like to say is it's a place where seniors are no longer isolated when they're in the home alone, but they have the opportunity to socialize.
Yeah. Let me tell you, that socialization is key. I am a big proponent of that. And how do I say it? I mean, many years ago when we started our broadcast, we were at the theater, plays, and we made sure that the community at large would just welcome older adults, or as we call them, people getting better with age.
Yes.
And let me tell you, it was a whirlwind because I tell business and restaurants, if you don't give us an invitation, you don't know if we'll come. So when this older, well, people getting better, when we showed up, we would show up 500 and people be shocked. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just my little synopsis of that. But I do know too, socialization is a big part of how we're even getting through this COVID process. Hello,
Absolutely.
hello,
Yes.
hallelujah. We are still
Mhm.
doing this through a pandemic. We are
Yes.
not done. We are not done. I'm still continuing to wear my mask
Hmm.
beyond the whatever they say. I'm still gonna do my thing.
I'm
But
with you on that, Clara.
yeah, right, right. So let's talk about this. Um, what was the plan of action? Because let's go back to dementia. Hello.
Yes.
What was that plan of action, knowing that maybe resources were not as available now as they were, then as they were now on dementia?
Hmm.
How did your family get through? How were you able to institute services for your loved one?
Let me tell you, it
Tell
really
me.
was like pulling teeth. It
Mm,
really was. So we would go to the doctor, and then actually, she was physically ill. And from that, the social workers do a workup, and then they would send her to the hospital and they would send her back home. So once they would send her home, we noticed that we would have to alter a lot of things, like very forgetful, forgetting to leave the stove on.
mm-hmm.
So we would have to do things like, again, trial and error, like, oh, so now we have to take the knobs off the stove, or we have to put a latch on the door. But still, none of the social workers like explain to us, this is what's happening and these are your resources. So it wasn't until she was like in a really bad stage,
Mm-hmm.
um it was then when the home health people spoke to my husband, and they said, well, look, if you're going to take care of your mom, you can be her caregiver, but you'll
Mm-hmm.
have to take a class.
Yeah.
So it was only then, when he took the class, he started realizing really what was going on with his mom. And he had a few strategies that he could do at home, but that was it.
And we're talking how far back?
Just about 5 years. But you know what? Adult daycare is a relatively new concept,
Mm-hmm.
and from my understanding, it really was approved by Medicaid in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that, I believe there were adult day services, but
Yes.
people had to pay. It was private pay.
I'm about 90% sure, and I want to check the facts on that too because that's what we do. But I'm familiar with Adult Day. Some good friends of mine had one off of Greenwood some years ago, and it might have been private pay. I'm not sure, but
Mhm.
let's talk about. We're going to come revisit this dementia because
Sure.
there are major hospitals now making grassroots initiatives to talk about dementia. And I would like anyone, if you're thinking about a service or resource that you need, I'm going to put my information up here through this broadcast. Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard. If we don't have the answer, we will find it together. But we want to make sure that we are a viable and impactful service for you. No question is too low, and no conversation is too high. We're going to talk to and with each other to make sure that we can encompass what you need. That is our purpose, to serve you. So I just wanted to make that note, because sometimes we as African Americans, if we can talk, Jodi, sometimes we intimidated by looking for help.
Yes.
Oh no. I remember going to a senior building, and I used to go to a lot of their monthly luncheons, and we were at a church on 100 and something with a pastor. I'm gonna think of his name, but forgive me. But the whole point is, we were sitting and we were gathered at the table, and there was a lady there who was going through early stages of dementia. And the thing is, she looked at me and she said, "Ooh, remember when we used to wear that color to our school sock hop?" And I had on something, I think maybe it was yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband was sitting next to her. Excuse me. And her husband said, I said, "Yeah, we had a great time." I said, "Well, we gonna do it again." I just had to engage her where she was.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't run away from her. I mean, she gauged me for something. Maybe I reminded her of a friend. And that's one of the things we have to do, even in public settings. I've been in restaurants. And there was one lady, she had on her chain that said which building she lived in, which was in Bronzeville, and she went to a particular restaurant to eat.
Yes.
But her server that served her was not there that day. Woohoo! So me looking, I just called someone. I said, "I think your resident is here. She has on the chain and some keys. She's having lunch. But can you send someone down just to make sure?" Because she kept saying, "No, you don't make it that way." And she was battling with the server, and they came down and, "Hey, Miss," whatever her name was, and they eased it, and she enjoyed her lunch.
Yes.
But that's just that interaction. We have to learn in community settings how to be responsive too.
You're absolutely right. That is so true. I have found also that a lot of times as caregivers and children, we're somewhat in denial. So our parents are going through, and we expect them to know better or to do better. It's like, "You keep telling me the same thing over."
Right.
You know, I tell you. Or they'll say, "I don't understand why my mom keeps doing blah, blah, blah." But we have to come down to reality to realize that your mom has dementia. And this is what you can expect. And this is what to do when she's going through this or that.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play the promo that is done so well, I must say. And we're going to talk about more so, the style, the life of a caregiver. Why would you choose to take this to a new, why would people, let me stop. I'm getting excited. Why are we not utilizing the services that we're entitled to?
Great. So after the promo, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, let's dive into that. All right, everyone stay tuned. We'll be right back after a commercial break from New St. Paul Church of God in Christ. If they don't play that, I'm sorry, that is me. That is me. That is nobody but me. I am CRAZY.
Are you a caregiver of a senior 60 years old or older who you are afraid to leave home alone when you are not there? New St. Paul Adult Day Service is a place you need in your life. We offer a home away from home for your loved one Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. As a caregiver 24/7, it's not uncommon to become frustrated or burned out. But there is someone you can turn to. New St. Paul is here for you. We offer a place of fun, happy, and stimulating activities, and believe me, your loved ones will look forward to coming every day. Participants will engage in activities such as exercise, line dancing, painting, arts and crafts, movies, games, and pampering, just to name a few. We provide breakfast, snacks, and lunch daily. The best news of all is that for most, these services are absolutely free to qualified participants. Do you want more information? We are located at 2113 West Marquette Road, Chicago, Illinois. Our phone number is 773-912-6168. We are open for tours on Tuesdays and Thursdays between the hours of 9 a.m. and 12 noon. We have a well-qualified team with years of experience working with seniors and their families. We understand and we care. You can trust us. You are not alone. We are just a phone call away. Don't delay. Contact New St. Paul Adult Day Service today.
Wow, very classy.
Thank
Well,
you.
let me tell you, it takes a great deal of empathy to bring this kind of programming and services that's much needed. Tell us about the alternative factors of using adult day services as opposed to a nursing home, because some would look and reveal that maybe they would think it's a nursing home and it's not. So tell us, what is the concept that New St. Paul got together and said, this is what we're bringing to Inglewood?
Okay, well, firstly, this is what we want seniors to have. We want them to be able to stay where they want to stay or live where they want to live as long as they want to live. So one of the advantages of adult day service is that the clients can stay at home as opposed to in a facility where they are either short-term or long-term. Now, let's get back to your question about why don't we use these services? Well, one reason why we don't use the service of an adult daycare is because we don't know it exists. So
Right.
one of my jobs is right now is to market and to get out and let our community know that yes, there is an option to nursing home and there's an option to in-home care, which may only provide maybe like 4 or 5 hours. Another reason is that when seniors are being discharged, maybe like post-acute care,
Yeah,
some of the social workers don't even give the families that option. They don't even mention it.
that was my question. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yes.
they don't. And then in our community, we always think that, oh, I can't afford that. It's so costly. What we don't realize that some of the services for most are absolutely free. They are covered by Medicare.
Already entitled to it. Ain't that something?
And
Already entitled to it.
already entitled. We're not taking advantage of it. Now, another reason why we may not use these services is because, let's face it, if it's our mom or our dad, and as a caregiver, we're frustrated, we're tired, we're guilty. We don't want to let anybody know that I am so tired. This is so hard for me because, of course, it's someone you love. But the reality is, you are tired, you are frustrated. But guess what? Adult daycare is here for you.
Let me stop you right here. Let me
Yes.
give you something. A previous show, I was talking to a minister who works in caregiving, and she gave it a term that I totally am using. It's called compassion fatigue.
Yes, and that's what it is.
Yes, I'm compassionate. I love my loved one. I
And
am
I'm
just done.
tired.
So does that tie now into respite care? Do you provide respite in the meantime?
Exactly. And that's what adult daycare is. It's respite care. But the services are for 5 days under Medicaid, but we will open an extra day to those who want it on Saturday. But that is self-pay, but we will be there for you if you just need that one day to get out, to do your shopping, to
Yeah.
get your hair done, to have a good time.
Mhm.
Yes, we are open on Saturday. But let me get back to this. One of the last reasons that we don't take advantage of this is fear, because I use the analogy of a mom dropping her baby off at daycare, and you want to be sure that your baby is going to be loved, is going to be well taken care of.
Right.
So it's just like your loved one. You want to be sure that they're not going to be mistreated, that they're going to be treated nicely, and that they will be well taken care of. So in our facility, we are a loving, caring facility. we will give you exactly that. Two, respite care, number one. Two, care for your loved one that is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are interested, I say come by, come to New St. Paul, come for a tour. And I guarantee you, you're going to love it so much, you won't even want to go home. It's such a friendly and warm atmosphere. I tell you, there's none like it. We're going to be the best in the West. Come
Let's
on now.
let's talk about it. Well, let's do this. We're going to introduce, some people are familiar with, some do not, especially in the caregiving arena, that there is a term called respite care.
Mm-hmm.
And respite is simply just a way of some hours that your family is already entitled to, where we come in, or you may take a break and do something, as you mentioned, Miss Hood, for yourself. If you just want to read a book, you want to have a glass of tea, you want to have a fresh air break, play bingo, or hang out with your friends. Just a couple of hours now. We're not talking a whole day, but respite just gives just a little break to get back to a little normalcy for yourself, or for some personal self-care. Because that's one thing caregivers do not do. We do not practice self-care, and that is a big challenge. Now, let me ask you this. Who would make a good client for your services? Are there some clients you can't take? I mean, tell me about that range. What are the qualifications that are making them a part of your services?
That's a great question. So I'll tell you what we can't do. We are not a medical daycare. So if there are medical issues, such as you need oxygen or some other than just your regular meds, we won't be able to accommodate those people. And if you're in the last stages of dementia, we might not be able to meet their needs. But early stages and early onset of Alzheimer's, we got you.
Wow.
And there are some seniors who are just in the home alone, and their caregiver is a little afraid for them to be there, but they don't have dementia. We take those clients as well.
You're right. Y'all get it done. So we also know that you do provide transportation,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that's a good thing. But let me ask you this. I'm talking to just one person right now. Tell us about your team, because you got a strong team. I tell you, you got a strong team. Everyone has a qualification that is making you going to stand out among the services that you provide. So let's talk a little bit about your team.
Whoa, I am so blessed to have a wonderful team. And I'm sure when you looked at that slide, you saw hood, 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 hood. But yes, everybody in my family actually, it started, I think, from my grandmother. We are just a service-oriented family.
Tell the truth.
Yes, so we have teachers, clergy, nurses, entrepreneurs who own beauty shops. You name it, we serve.
Wow.
So the administrator is my husband, Rory Hood, and he just oversees everything, and I'm the director under him. And then my daughter works for the works with the health companies, the MCOs. And then a young lady at my church is our senior consultant, and she's been working with seniors for, I want to say, at least 10, 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
And another young lady, Miss McKinney, is working with the name it escapes me, but anyway, Miss McKinney has been working many years with the senior services too. She's a program manager, so she is on our team, I'm telling you. And then transportation, we have one guy who had his own transportation business. So he's just right there, right with us. He knows what to do, how to do, and above all, they all love seniors.
They better. It's a part of the ritual. It's a part. It goes with it. It's mandatory. So let me say this. Saw the beautiful video. You mentioned activities. What kind of partners are you looking for to support the activities at New St. Paul?
Right. So we are really big on the arts. That's just our thing. Oh, yes. So if there are musicians out there who are interested in music therapy, come on down. We want to partner with you. We also love to go on field trips. So if there are organizations out there who would love to have seniors to come and visit, come on, hit me up.
I like it. So we're going to come back and bring, when we do further after the break, after the broadcast, we're going to revisit, because there are a lot of resources that we want to just tap into through our network. And I'm so glad that you are joining Senior Talk. media. So you've just been open how long now?
February 1st. So it's been just about a month.
Just about.
So let me tell you one other resource or a partner we would love to have. If anybody is out there that is willing to do some marketing, yes, that is exactly what I need, because I can't get clients if they don't know we're there.
Yeah.
So basically, I need people to help me get the word out, let them know the awesome service that we provide so we can actually serve the people who are meant to be served. Now, we are bilingual, so we will have a bilingual aid. So for my Spanish speaking Latinx friends, come on down. We
That's
have
right.
something for you too.
I love it. I love it. So now that we're here, we're looking at arts, musical therapy, field trips, but when the day ends, what does it mean for you to go home and just to see the activities that are taking place, how the people are being enriched because they're socializing with their peers? What does that mean to you as a director of this facility?
I'm going to tell you, there is no better feeling, and it's definitely intrinsic, than knowing that you have helped God's people.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I feel that that's why I'm here. That's my purpose. We are charged to make life better for someone else. So at the end of the day, when we know that we've helped a caregiver, when we've let them lay their fears, that they don't have to worry, when we let them know you don't have to feel guilty, and above all, when the loved one goes home and they want to come back the next day because they had so much fun,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
That's good. And one of the best things that I can tell people is we all live in this age of social media, but peer-to-peer, voice-to-voice contact and word of mouth is still a little bit faster than social media. So if I had a good time, hey friends, come join me, it's gonna happen. I tell you, and it does not change, and it will not change. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is I have one question and we're gonna close out and give your closing remark. What I saw great pictures of your facility, super cute. Let me say, very clean, very detailed, and ready to serve. What is the number of people that you can service per day? Do you have a maximum or a minimum?
We do. Our maximum is 40.
Woo, we got some work to do. Okay. So
anything from 1 to 40, we can handle it.
She said 1 to 40. So let me ask you this. I always said I'm closing, but this really time I'm closing. I'm just like the preacher. One more time. Okay, so what is the comfort you would like to offer to our listeners and viewers about considering New St. Paul Adult Day Services?
Yes, I'm telling you, and let me reiterate, we are loving, we are caring, we are sharing. There is no other place like New St. Paul. It is a home away from home. And I implore you, come on by. Don't take my word for it. Come on by. Let me know that you want a tour. We have tours on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 12. Hey, stop by, ring the bell. We will show you the place. The only thing that I'm going to warn you is once you come in, it's so comfortable, it's going to be hard to leave.
So, like looking at the pictures, I would tell people it's almost like a little cruise ship on land.
That's what it is.
We greet you. We got breakfast. We got a little lunch. We got activities. Yes, we just don't have a pool. That's
the only thing we don't have.
Well, let me say it has been an honor to have you on our show today. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in. Please remember that if you are watching this on YouTube, subscribe. Please remember also to go to SRTK Media, which is where you're going to find all of their information. And thank you, Jodi Hood. You've been awesome. We're going to reconnect. Oh. We got events coming. We're going to bring the space. We're going to see where we need to be in the community to make it impactful and a lot of fun.
Yes, and then just let me say this in closing. I want to give a shout out to Mike because Mike put us together, Mike Quirk. And guess how I met Mike? Through a very good friend, Patricia McClure, who is the author of a book about Alzheimer's. It's a top seller. So I want to shout out to Patricia for introducing me to Mike, who introduced me to you. So now I have a new friend in the community, and I'm loving it.
Let me say, we are here to serve, and that's the intent. We've been doing this for almost 11 years, and I'm okay with that. You know, if I help one person, we're gonna go to church. If I help one person,
okay,
we all good. Now let me say that. So, everyone, you've been tuning in to Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. If you're very interested in taking a tour at New St. Paul, please call 773-912-6168. It's been a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for making us a part of your day. And please remember, in complete darkness, we are all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. I've been your granddaughter in the community, Clara Hubbard. Your co-host today was none other than Miss Jodi Hood. And we will see you next time for Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard. Everyone, take care.